Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss how we are going to charge our HP heaters or LP heaters in the power plant. As you all know, as the unit is synchronized, you have to first charge LP heaters. After that, you have to charge HP heaters. So what are the procedures followed during isolation, normalization, and charging of HP heaters? Today I am going to discuss with you. Okay, this video will cover up the HP heaters, isolation, normalization, and charging. Okay,
Okay, so today I am going to discuss HP heaters isolation, normalization and charging procedure in a power plant. Okay, so the first step during HP heater isolation, first we discuss the isolation procedure. Okay, first let me discuss the isolation of HP heaters. Whenever you want to isolate your HP heater, you have to isolate it from steam first. Okay, well, but first I would like to just make you comfortable with the scheme. Well, this is the feed water from BFP discharge. You can see the red mark that I am showing. That is BFP discharge. After that, this line at this point, this water is going from this valve FDV7 like this. After passing HP heater scanning heat and feed water, then it goes to this here at HP heater 6A, and after passing through this outlet valve, then it finally comes to point this. Okay, same is been followed because it has been bifurcated A wing. Same is there for a B wing. So B is also followed like this, and these are also meet there. Okay, here they are bifurcated, again here they are joined, and then finally it goes to feed control station. So this is a normal feed water cycle. While like this is a feed water cycle, and I would like to just make a note on extraction side, that the steam side. Well, HP heater 5A and 6A, low pressure heater in the HP heater section and a high pressure heater. Okay, from 1 to 2, that is the one series. So 5A or 6A, these have different extractions of steam. This valve is a blade steam valve. Okay, from this valve steam goes to this HP heater, and like in this valve goes to this HP heater. Well, the downstream side of feed water, the steam comes from IP turbine 7th stage. Well, as you all know that IP turbine is having 12 into 2 stages. So from 7 to 8, between 7 to 8, the steam has been tapped out and blended into HP heater 5A. After that, the feed water is heated, then this feed water is fed to C6A, and in that HP heater there is a steam coming from CRH. Well, this is the cold rate steam which is coming from HP turbine exhaust. So this is high pressure, this is low pressure, but here this is a high pressure but low temperature. Here high low pressure and high temperature steam. Okay, one thing to be noted in this thing. So this is the feed water cycle, and this is the steam that has been fed to blade to HP heater. Well, as the steam goes in the HP heater, the steam is in the cell side, and feed water are in the tubes. So in the cell there is a level, steam is condensed because it has dropped its heat to as feed water. So there is a formation of drip. So this drip can be taken out by two means. First, it is normal drip. Take example normal drip. A normal drip control valve, then it will maintain a level. After that, it will feed its drip the condensed steam to deaerator. Okay, if it is not been maintained by deaerator, there is also an alternate drip, that is emergency drip, that has been bled to HP flash tank. So though no energy has been wasted here. Okay, so this is the drip structure in like this. Same you can see in HP heater 6A, the drip goes to HP heater 5A and alternate also in HP flash tank. Same is the A wing and same is the B wing. So A and B are identical. So there is a steam from CRH and also is there from IPT 7th stage. Okay, so let us discuss how we are going to isolate our HP heater so that it can be the work can be done on HP heaters if it requires. So first, as I already seen that there is a steam from HP heater and CRH in HP heater 5A and 6A. So we have to cut out the steam. So this source has to be cut out. Okay, for that you have to first, if you are running at a load of 525 megawatts, say, because as the steam has been cut out and this steam has been fed from turbine, so there is a jump in load. Okay, so it is better to reduce load to 25 megawatts or 20 megawatts, so that if there is a steam momentarily steam has been cut out from the turbine, so sudden jerk it will increase to 520 megawatt. Okay, this thing should be clear. So before cutting HP heaters, you need to just cut your megawatt rating from 10 to 20 megawatts. Okay, now first close the extraction valve of HP heater 5A. Say 5A, this you have to close first. First you have to close this valve. Okay, first you have cut your extraction valve. In this figure you can see this. After that, if when this is been closed, there is no steam coming in the HP heaters, so momentarily load will increase. Okay, at that point you have to monitor the drip level. Okay, and drip flow to deaerator. Cell side pressure you have to monitor. Along with that, if you have to ensure that this valve has been closed fully. Okay, now you have to close the steam from HP heater 6A, that is a CRH blade steam. Okay, now it can be closed. Okay, this has been closed right now. SM has been followed like this. You have to maintain this, and this you maintain the drip level. You have to check out. Okay, once HP heaters 5A and 6A are fully depressurized, okay, by using DRV2 to 5 DRV2 to DRV18, that is the drip valves, alternate drip can be used to fully taken out the drip. Okay, so there is no steam in their HP heater, only feed water is flowing from feed water tubes. Okay, steam has been cut out and there is no drip in there, and cell has been totally depressurized. At that point you have to open the bypass valve, this valve. This will bypass. As you open this valve, then you have to close these inlet valves and outlet valves of A series. Okay, to open that valve you have to first open the IVV valve, then you open this. As open feedback comes, you have to just close this valve and close this valve. So the flow is like this. Okay, so 50% of the feed water has been bypassed, or HP heater 50% has been bypassed. So A series has been bypassed from steam side, and feed water side it has been cut out and depressurized. Now same can be followed, same thing has been followed, can be followed in 5B and 6B. First you have to close the extractions, drip and depressurize it. After that you have to close the inlet and outlet valves. Okay, open the 100% bypass. So totally HP heaters has been bypassed, and this flow, the flow goes like this and at point and finally goes to FCS. So there is HP heater totally bypassed. Okay, so here you can just taken out your HP heaters for isolation. Okay, this is the isolation procedure I have discussed with you. Now well, you have to open this valve to vent out any just air or steam in there, and just depressurize the feed water from vents and drain. These are the nothing that important. You can just take it out, but as the system has been cut out from the feed water steam for HP heaters, so you can do easily like this. Okay, so this is the HP heater isolation procedure. Okay, now I will discuss the HP heaters normalization. Now it has been work has been done. Now you have just to follow this reverse process for HP heaters normalizations. Okay, first we have to feed water side normalize, then you have to normalize from steam side. Okay, for that, at that condition, these valves are open. See, these valves are open, and these are closed. Okay, and these are closed. See, I only take A series, and B can be followed in the same way. Okay, the A series. Now, as you all know that these are opens, so first we have to make a feed water path clear. After that, steam can be followed. For that, you have to, as this valve is closed, you have to open the vent in outlets and inlets in the feed water HP heater tubes. Okay, so vent can be opened and just you crack open. So you have to just crack open this, and crack open this. So first step should be crack at the inlet side. The water goes like this, fills with the less pressure, and it fills in the tubes. Then it goes like this, and it goes like this. finally it goes like this. Okay, if you are getting water at that point, then you can see that your feed water has been fully primed. Now you can open this valve, okay, and this valve. As this valve has been opened and opened, these are open and open. Now you can close this valve. Okay, so your feed water circuit now changed to like this and this. Okay, same can be followed in B cycle, and it will be joining in here and to going to FCS. So this is the feed water side normalization. Now as feed water has been normalized, first you have to close all the cell drains. Cell drains close. Okay. Okay. This vent can be cracked open. That is a cell vent. This should be can be cracked open. Okay. Now slowly you just crack open it. Crack open, the steam will start coming. First you have to charge from the HPeater 5A. Okay, so steam has been coming in this. As feed water is flowing, it will be gained from for feed water and a drip will be generated. Now you can put HPeater drip, alternate drips, have set value and goes to data also set value. So drip can be maintained in this. The same can be followed in this valve. So first crack open, as drip is maintaining, you just put in their valve in auto. Well, emergency drip, there is HP flush tank, value should be higher compared to normal drip. Okay, as loops has been put in auto, you can fully open these valves. So now feed water and steam side has been opened and steam side is also normalized. So here HPeaters are also normalized from steam side. So in this video I have discussed HPeaters isolation normalization process. Okay, so it is very important to follow the all steps systematically, otherwise might be a pressurization, hammering in the piping, or maybe a false process can lead to a damage or piping, insulation damage, anything can be happen. So you have to follow the entire process like this and you will definitely benefit from this. Okay, I think this video will be helpful for you. Same can be can also be same process can also be used for HPeaters, where there is extraction coming from LP turbine extractions lines. Well, HPeater 1's extraction comes from HPeater 5th LP turbine last stage or 5th stage. At HPeater 2, the extraction comes from LP turbine 3rd stage, and like in HPeater 3, the extraction comes from LP turbine 2nd stage. The rest, feed water and steam side isolation is like HPeaters. You can do but at very easy. Okay, I think you have got my point. Now I can rest my video. Thank you.